Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í bò nílẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary political. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun diary. Ẹ fara balẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹtọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ wọ́n sọ.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Share this video. Yes, we have some comparison to quickly do before we go tonight. Share the video far and wide, everywhere. It's also on YouTube right now. So invite your friends and plug in. Join me. Maiyegun Live. Maiyegun Mawi. Maiyegun ti dé. 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 Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Dun 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 dun.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Thank you. Welcome to Maiyegun's Diary tonight. Again, for your own sake, if you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes that can trigger anything to react inside you, because I'm going to get you angry, of course. I'm going to get you angry. That is 100% guaranteed. Okay? Whether you are a Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, or what have you, if you are going to watch me tonight and you have any support for anyone Nigeria, it is 100% guaranteed. Before we go ahead, let me tell you, I am going to get you angry. And if you have high blood pressure, don't watch this broadcast. You are highly advised. Anything that happens to you, if you continue to watch and you believe in those thugs, in those thieves, now your own business. So I am just here to deliver a message. Okay? I am just a messenger who wants to deliver a message. And how you take the message is your own cup of tea. So you can stop watching now. And also, you can stop following this page and this channel now. It's for your own good, nothing else. Apart from that, you are your own, you're on your own. Because I'm going to get you mad. I'm going to get you angry. I'm going to say things that are going to be uncomfortable for you. And it's always good. They say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Thank you very much. I will call that the caveat. And I think it's called the caveat emptor or something like that. I don't know. Jocelyn, I cite you there. I cite you, and then so many of you as well. I can see you all joining in as well to come and listen to this comparison. It's going to be interesting. I have been telling you how Thiefnubu ruined, looted, and completely emptied Lagos State Treasury. And the reason why you will never know and you will never see anyone go after him is because he's very much still in charge. Those who are also, those who came after him, who were ready to also patch him up, and then make sure that these secrets never make it into a video. You have read about it everywhere. Tonight, I am going to give you details of that. You have heard about the arrest of Hushpuppi of Dubai. There is Hushdaddy or Hushpuppi of Bodilon, the father and grandfather of thieves in Yoruba land. Please, for those of you who are very smart in cutting out videos, I'm not really that smart, by the way. Cut every sound bite of this broadcast, cut them out and spread them and put my name and my face behind them. I am Maiyegun, and I'm not one of their sheepies. And I'm not one of those who live in that fear, threat of what these criminals can do to them, even though they know the truth. Meanwhile, there is nothing I'm going to tell you tonight that many of you don't know of or you have never heard before. But because some people choose to be a victim of Stockholm syndrome or selective amnesia, so it is better to always remind them. And now that we are going to have it in video, cut every sound bite you can cut out of this video and share it wide. Maiyegun is here. Now, let me put up this my bigger name, because that bigger name will mean my name is on it. It's from Maiyegun. And you can go and do your worst, the Lagos Abobakus. Yes, nada you can do. Nada. Let's get started. Hushpuppi was arrested in Dubai after 4 months surveillance on him by the Dubai police, working in collaboration from the tip from the FBI in America. Hushpuppi is from Yoruba land. Ramoni, they call him Ramoni. He is now in America, free visa to America, after he was arrested. And they told us what they recovered from him. They actually got about $450 million cash. Can you beat that from him? $450 million cash. And so many other things I'm going to show you now. So now, Hushpuppi has appeared in American court so as to answer for his crime. They said Hushpuppi stole from 2 million people. That is massive. And today, Hushpuppi has probably added to the medal of what make Nigeria the most sophisticated. How did Cameron describe us then? So for me, they are corrupt. How did Cameron describe us then? Remind me, I'll read it in the comment, but let me bring this up first. They are fantastically corrupt. I think that's what he said. He said, you were fantastically corrupt. So let me get that Hushpuppi stuff out first. Then I will take you through, let's see. Just a moment. Yeah, I found it. Inbox there. Then share the screen. Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Boom. And I think that's what I want to share. So hopefully you can see it on your screen from wherever you are as well. So this is the court case that is trying Hushpuppi in America. Okay, this is the build up, the real case. But let me check if if that is on the screen for us. Yeah, it is. So you can see how they went after him, how they traced him, how they followed his social media post and all of that, all the flaunting of wealth. I'm not going to read through all of this, okay? What we can do is that I can try and share the link. This is the court case, the criminal complaint by telephone or other reliable electronic means. So how Hushpuppi duped 2 million people, tried to dupe a Premiership club in the UK of 100 million pounds and so many other stuffs like that. This is the case. It is accessible online. Okay, so I'm going to roll up and see what I can read out. So the summary of the case, introduction. Let me read out. The name of the officer, the FBI agent that sworn to this affidavit for Hushpuppi. His name is Andrew John Innocenti. Andrew John Innocenti. Being duly sworn, declare and state as follow. Introduction. I am special agent with the FBI and I've been so employed since approximately March 2015. I am currently assigned to the Los Angeles Field Office, high-tech organized crime squad, where I primarily investigate cyber-enabled fraud and business email compromise, which is known as BEC schemes. Between approximately August 2015 and December 2018, I was assigned to a cyber crime squad in Chicago Field Office, where I investigated cyber-related crimes, including BEC cases. During my career as an FBI special agent, I have participated in numerous computer crime investigations. In addition, I have received both formal and informal, that's about him. Now, introducing himself. Now, the summary or preamble of the case, summary of preamble course. Ramoni Olorunwa Abbas is a Nigerian national living in the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, whose social media accounts frequently show him in designer clothes, wearing expensive watches, and posing in or with luxury cars and charter jets. The FBI's investigation has revealed that Abbas finances this opulent lifestyle through crime, and that he is one of the leaders of a transnational network that facilitates computer intrusion, fraudulent schemes, including BEC schemes, and money laundering, targeting victims around the world in schemes designed to steal hundreds of millions of dollars. Abbas participated in these fraudulent schemes and money laundering in coordination with multiple conspirators, including the persons referred to herein as Conspirator 1 and Conspirator 2. This affidavit discussed several fraudulent schemes involving Abbas. First, messages found on the iPhone of Conspirator 1, revealed pursuant to a federal search warrant issued in this district, reflect that Abbas, Conspirator 1 and Conspirator 2, with others, committed a BEC scheme that defrauded a victim in the United States of approximately $927,857.76. So that is just the wrap up, the summary at initial. But they went on. If you check your screen very well, they went on to describe how Abbas, how Hushpuppi bought this, bought that, the lifestyle and all of that. And I'm not going to belabor you with that, but I just want you to see that they actually picked pictures from his Instagram page where he's flaunting wealth, showing up as the African prince, African prince. This is Hushpuppi, is 38 years old. However, they said this okay, let me read something. They had something out there. They said, for example, on June 6, 2020, Abbas posted a photograph of a white Rolls Royce Cullinan, and that included the hashtag all mine. On February 27, 2019, Abbas posted a photograph of himself in front of two vehicles, one of which is described as his new Rolls-Royce Wraith. Based on review of publicly available pricing information, the starting price for each of these vehicles is approximately $330,000. More than two dozen images showed Abbas in front of, on top of, or inside other luxury vehicles, including multiple models of Bentley, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Rolls-Royce. On numerous occasions, Abbas posted photos of himself wearing items and or holding shopping bags from luxury stores such as Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Versace, Fendi, and more. So they are telling us about his lifestyle, how he spent his money, and all of that. So these are the images. And they said the Instagram profile also claimed that the user was a real estate developer. So that is what Hushpuppi told all his followers, that he's a real estate developer while he was duping people. Okay. So Hushpuppi gets supporters, because like Nigerians, everything terrible. You will see them, they will tell you, is it the only one? And all of that, that's who they are. The same way they defend the criminals, they call their leaders too. So they always have supporters, they have fans, people who believe that he deserves to do whatever he is doing, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So they have his passport and few other documents. It's, they said, here, now, luxury life, stealing from people just to show that you are rich, you are better off. God has blessed you. God has smiled on you while you are leaving other people crying, weeping, right? And because God has blessed you, because you are the most special person that God picked out to steal from other people and build whatever mirage or fake life you want to build there for yourself, because you think you are entitled to it. Your politicians also believe that they are entitled to it. I'm going to read this petition. This petition was, I'm going on to Thiefnubu now, because that's our focus. Hushpuppi stole a total of 1 billion or thereabout from 2 million people. Thiefnubu and his gang of thieves, they have shared Lagos. And you know one thing, they have shared everything, sold everything to themselves as they claim. They didn't even buy them. They didn't pay anything. They took every choice land in Lagos, right? And same thing is done across Yoruba land. They took all this land not for any direct public commercial, advantage for the land. It's just for themselves. And there is a petition. I'm going to read the petition. Then I'm going to go back and list the whole thing one by one. Hushpuppi stole 2 million. Hushpuppi stole from 2 million people around the world. Thiefnubu, Bodilon Hushpigi, or Bodilon Hushdaddy stole over 500 billion. Write it down. Over 500 billion in the last 21 years from those who call him their daddy in Lagos. And I'm going to give you the list. You know all this, you know all of these things I'm going to read. The funniest thing is that you will still see all this Tifnu diot or Tifnu fools. I'm trying to perfect that whatever is befitting to them. We call them the Tifnu diot or Tifnu fools, or better still, just can we call them their traditional name, the Abobakus of Lagos. Okay, they will ask you to bring evidence. If you give, waiting foolish people won't take evidence to. People who have already accepted their fate. People who have already accepted that it is their destiny to be poor. Because it's God that made their Tinubu whatever he is. So when we now talk about how they have mortgaged their destiny, their future, not just in Lagos, even across Yoruba land, they will say, hey, in Yoruba land, we don't talk to our elders like that. Who are your elders? Are you mad? Can't you just say, you don't talk about your criminal leaders? Don't say Yorubas don't talk about elders like that. We know the criminals, we know the leaders. So don't mix them up at all. You're asking us for proof. Proof of what? What are you going to do with proof? Even if we give you the proof right now, carry all the document, give you, what do you go do? Will you go to Bodilon and ask him to come and account? Everybody reading your comment on social media. My friend, why don't PDP try him? How can PDP try him? Have you ever seen where thieves try thieves before? So you've never heard the word esprit de corps? They are playing with your head and your pangolo head. And some of you don't even have a clue about it, but it's not your fault. Stockholm syndrome or selective amnesia that you are suffering from, we go cure you for here. Okay? We'll give you proof now. And hopefully, you will be bold enough to go and ask him to come and account for all of this. I'll give you receipt. I'll give you address. I will give you everything, even the value of everything is stole from you in Lagos. You have Stockholm syndrome. Millions of you have Stockholm syndrome. Millions of you selected deliberately, chose to be enslaved. But there are many others too who are not going to continue to be enslaved. And they are in Nigeria too. Despite all the madness, they have never been broken. Some of you have been broken. But we will heal you. We will cure you here. And if we can't cure you here, well, we'll just let the system destroy you. It's going to destroy you anyway. The system is built to destroy you. So we will try our best to cure your madness, to cure your slavery, to cure the manipulation they have done to you, to cure the Baba Sokwe, to cure the crumb chasing mentality you have. We will do our best. I will do my best in this, in this shrine that we have, the holy temple of truth, Maiyegun's Diary congregation. We will cure you with the truth. We will remind you. We will continue to remind you. We will continue to remind you how they have mortgaged your lives. Today, graduate. Imagine some of you are graduate too, and you know, when they are talking, when I'm talking, you know what you are going through. You know what they have done to you. But no, you cannot talk, because if you say anything, you are going to be probably, maybe threatened. I don't know how they do that. Or because you have deliberately accepted that being slaves or being psychologically oppressed enough to be praising those who don't give a damn about you will keep you alive. For how long? The system will kill you. It's going to kill you. It doesn't matter how prayerful you are. As long as you continue to defend these criminals, sooner than later, you are going to be killed by the system. The system will either kill you physically. If the system kills you physically, like gone, you are so lucky. You are done with the whole stress, with the whole trouble, with the whole wahala, with the whole up NEPA, with the whole SARS, with the whole looting, stealing, people, heartless people leading you. If the system kills you straight away, die, bury you, you are lucky. But most of you are walking dead. They have destroyed you economically. You went to school. When you were going to school then, in your own church mind, as they say in Ajegunle, in your own church mind, you thought once you do your best and become the best student from your own faculty, and come out in flying colors, you're going to get a great job. You're going to start a family. Some of you at the age of 30, 35. Some of you are still pursuing the degree because you know what it is anyway. Some of you are still living with your parents, collecting pocket money from your father, who is now over 60. You in your over 30, living in your father's house, championing and defending Tinubu on social media, calling Maiyegun names. I have my life. To God be the glory. It is an independent life. You wish you have that too. Because if you have that independent life, I swear to God, you will never, ever stand up and defend any of these criminals at all. So let me take you through that. I know you don't like it, but you can go burn in hell if it hurts you. So the purpose is to actually make it hurt you. So hopefully, the madness they did to you, we can actually probably cure that in any way. But I'm not sure, but we're going to try. So let's go back and get what I wanted to put on there. And that is right. The one with H. Yeah, let's start with this. Hopefully that's that. I think I'm still getting the wrong one. One sec. Right. Just give me a moment. So I'll share this with you, and it's simply that of Hushdaddy in Lagos. Okay. So let's check the 9. And I hope that's that. I think I got it now. Yes. So this is a petition written in 2000 and I think it was written in 2015 by concerned Lagosians. People who, this is true, but I'm going to read the petition from A to Z. Now go back and I will highlight the properties and their worth. What your Hushdaddies and other criminals you call your leaders from Lagos to other parts. Let's start with the Hushdaddy, the Hushpuppi of Bodilon. Many of you don't know that that Bodilon house, I'm going to tell you the story behind that Bodilon house today. And that Bodilon house, that Tinubu, that Bodilon house used to be, it was meant to be Oando guest house. So at the end of the day, sold that place to Oando in Oando's name. And you know who are the owners of Oando? You know that, Abi? So they sold the land. They sold the place to Oando as guest house. And before you know it, how that Bodilon house became Tinubu's property and bought and paid for by Lagos state government as Thiefnubu's pension home that they now consider as what they built for him as a retirement home. And you are paying for that. You don't die head. Omolanke Puchas. Okada riders, you are graduate riding Okada, you are graduate working as casual workers, you are Yorubas laboring and slaving in Yoruba land, and you have the audacity, the effrontery to think all of us are actually like you or should be like you. So let me read this to you. So when you listen to them and they're asking you for evidence, waiting the foolish people won't take evidence to. If you give it to them, what can they do with it? This is from the concerned Lagosians. The massive looting of Lagos State by the leader of the Action Congress of Nigeria, Asiwaju Thiefnubu rather, has reached monumental proportion. Thiefnubu, whose companies recently cornered a multi-million road construction job in Ogun State. That was when Ibikunle Amoshi was the governor of Ogun State then. Has in his pocket all the juicy contracts in all the Action Congress states. I remember that. In retrospect, it might be difficult to come to terms with the fact that an individual could hold the entire Southwest to ransom. There is no doubt that Thiefnubu has succeeded in buying the Lagos state government, and he has done this using government funds. Whenever someone in Lagos begins to wonder where their fourth mainland bridge went, or what was the fate of the pipe-borne water project, or even where the schools and hospitals had, even where the schools and hospitals had vanished to, there is a silence that contains it all. The largest landlord in Lagos has done as he has pleased, and the rest of the state just has to deal with it. For instance, number 4, Oyinkan Abayomi, formerly Queens, or let's say Queens Drive, Ikoyi, a 5-bedroom detached house on 1 acre of land, which was originally the Lagos State Governor's guest house since 1979, but which now belong to Tinubu. The certificate of occupancy of the property valued at 450 million naira was signed and released to him by Fashola in 2007, shortly after he assumed office. Remember that there was no body loan. There was no Ikoyi house when Thiefnubu became governor of Lagos State. Do not let anybody change that story. There was never any body loan. Body loan was put together and packaged together. It was a fraudulent changeover, and it was Fashola. He just left it for Fashola. When Fashola came in, Fashola signed his certificate of occupancy for him so that he won't be the one to sign it for himself. But before he left, he already passed the law that says, as a former governor of Lagos State, he is entitled to pension. He will be collecting, they will build him a house in Lagos, build him a house in Abuja. They will give him 2 SUV cars in Lagos, 2 SUV cars in Abuja, and these 4 cars will be changed every 2 years for him as former governor. Now, in the house in Lagos, they have to put cook, driver, security, and they have to pay him the same salary of the sitting governor. That is Tinubu's pension. And that is how Bodilon House became his house. And this is the story. It was in 1979, it was meant to be Lagos State government's guest house, right? That Bodilon in Ikoyi. But they changed it to his name and they perfected it with the Lagos State pension law for governors. That's how he won the Bodilon House. That's how Bodilon became his headquarters. That's how he became a Bodilon landlord. That's how he became Hushpuppi of Bodilon. And it was Fashola that signed that. Tinubu's residence at 26 Bodilon Road, Ikoyi, was initially falsely presented as Ohando PSC guest house. Later, he purportedly bought it from Ohando and used public funds to rebuild and renovate it. The Lagos State government bought the property and paid an undisclosed sum to him. Listen to this, and thereafter gave the property back to him under the bogus pension bill he signed to law shortly before he left office in 2007. The property is now worth over 600 million naira. That was this was about 8 years ago, this petition. Ambode don't become governor after that. Fashola don't do second term after this. This was like 10 years ago. Today, that Bodilon property is worth more than 2 billion naira. Did you see how they changed it? He bought it. Listen to this. In 1979, the Ohando, that guest house, that is Bodilon House, was regarded as Lagos State government guest house. We don't know how it became Ohando guest house, but when Tinubu then became the governor, right? He bought the house from Ohando and he renovated it as governor, sitting governor. Just same thing Ajimobi did, buying properties abroad, buying properties and claiming and stealing land in Oyo State. That's what he did. So he bought it from Ohando, renovated it with government money, then sold it to Lagos State government as guest house. Again, remember it was guest house. Then they sold it back to Lagos State government as guest house. Then when he signed the pension law in 2007, before he left office, that automatically gave him the right to own a house of his choice in any part of Lagos State as former governor. So when Fashola came in, that same house he sold to government was given back to him as his pension for life. That's the story behind Bodilon House. Any other thing anyone tells you, they can cook up whatever nonsense. We know them. We call them the Lagos Abobakus, the ombudsman slaves, the sophisticated morons, the crumb chasers. They will sell anybody for any peanut, as long as. And I'll tell you how Thiefnubu, in fact, how he has this array of other criminals who are now justices, retired justices, former police IG, former cardinal bishop, former this, former chief imam, for how he managed to bribe all of them with free land in Lagos State, so that today, many of them are now property owners in Lagos State, not because they earn that money as judges or as a public servant, but because Thiefnubu gave them the land to shut them up. And anytime you try to fight him, they will use their own buried entrenched corruption in the system to defend him. You will never find anything to hold him. And I'll tell you how they did that too. At some point, the Lagos Hushdaddy, the Bodilon Hushpuppi, Thiefnubu Jaga bandit, that all of you think everybody should be afraid. Oh, you should be afraid. My friend, you are mad. You are all mad. All of you together, you are mad with your Thiefnubu. It's like, now let's continue. The annex of the Lagos State Guest House in Asokoro, Abuja, was bought by the state government in 2006 for 450 million naira, purportedly to protect the main house from security breach. Shortly after Tinubu left office, the property was transferred to him under the pension plan he signed into law before leaving office. Do you understand that? He bought a property next to the guest house of a Lagos state government in Asokoro, Abuja, for 450 million naira when he was a governor. Then immediately he left office, and they annexed it. They said they wanted to annex it to the government house, Lagos state government guest house in Abuja. So they bought it for him. So after his pension, they gave him the house, 450 million naira house in Asokoro. And today, Lagos state government is financing the house. The cook there, the driver, the gatesman, everybody working in that house on behalf of Thiefnubu, whether he's there, whether he's not there, Lagos state government, you humble slaves of Lagos, you are paying the bill. I know you like it, but not be everybody like it. And it's time for those who don't like it to begin to speak up too. So that's it. Let's continue. The 250 acre of land valued at about 35 billion naira and strategically located at the Ajah Junction on Lekki Road was initially meant for a general hospital for the people of Etiosa local government, but was stolen by Tinubu and handed over to Trojan Estates Limited, a company owned by Deji and Wale Tinubu, to develop as Royal Garden Housing Estate at the expense of the taxpayers of Lagos. This is a true life story, okay? True life story. Whatever they have tried to change it to, how they said Tinubu is helping you, you will find out now. Shebi, they said it's your Yoruba leader. They said it's fighting for Yoruba land, Abi. Hospital, land that they seized, that is worth 35 billion naira. They took the land for development as governor. Then he later transferred the land to his own brothers, Deji and Wale Tinubu, to build their state. Today, they are building a state where they should have built hospital in Lagos State. He's fighting for your Yoruba land. The 1,000 acre of land valued at about 75 billion naira located at Lakowe near Abijo at Ibejuleki local government and given to Lekki Concession Company, LCC, which is partly owned by Tinubu and Fashola and being developed as golf course and housing estate by Asset and Resource Management Limited, ARM, as Adiva project. Something that should be for development. They are using it for themselves, honing it, giving it to their cronies, to their proxies, to manage for them. Why many of you are languishing in poverty, joblessness, lack of opportunity. Many of you are hanging about different embassies right now to opt out and get out of that shito, Labi. But you can defend Tinubu because it's fighting for you. That's what slaves does. That's what they do. Let's continue. The 14-acre Parkview Ikoyi Estate foreshore land reclaimed by Lagos state government is now owned by Bola Tinubu. You know the company that owned that, right? Linked to him. They use Lagos state government. They borrow money to go and claim land. For development, they called it, but it's actually for them. Property owned by them, not Lagos state government. While in office, he allocated to himself the former Strabag Yard beside the Lagos State Secretariat at Alausa, Ikeja. The property is now being developed into a shopping mall as big as the Palms in Lekki. This is public property brazenly stolen and now owned by Tinubu, aided by Fashola. Some of you, they have probably completed some of these properties now. You are seeing all of them in Lagos. He's developing Lagos, stealing your money for themselves. They don't even pay tax from all those properties they claim. They don't pay anything. They still take from the tax they squeeze from you to go and fund that luxury life. Abi? The choice property at Lekki Epe Road, on which he built and owns the multi-billion naira Oriental Hotel and the extension of multi-story car park beside it. Also, the multi-level recreation center by Mobile in Oniru Estate on Lekki Epe Road, jointly owned with ARM and Tuji Olowo Lafe. All these assets valued at over 25 billion naira were obtained without paying a kobo to the Lagos state government. Tinubu and Fashola said the following Tinubu and Fashola sold the following prime Lagos properties to their potential friends and front. Prince Dipo Eludoyin at very ridiculous prices. The 3.8 acres of land of Lagos State Fisheries Office in VI, beside the Institute of Oceanology, valued at 3 billion naira. The fishery landing jetty at Badore, where the Ilubirin fishermen were to be relocated, valued at 500 million naira. The entire Ogudu foreshore scheme, initially earmarked for a low-cost housing scheme, valued at 5 billion naira. The Ilubirin housing estate, which used to house Lagos State civil servants and judges up till 2007, valued at 2.5 billion. The former Julius Baja yard at Okorison Epe, valued at 450 million naira. Tinubu raised a loan of 4.7 billion naira on Eko Akete project for which nothing was achieved before he turned around to sell the property to his Shaguri friends of Shaguri and Shaguri and High-Tech Construction Limited at a ridiculous low price at the expense of the taxpayers of Lagos. Tinubu applied to personally purchase the Federal Secretariat building while in office. When he couldn't get to buy it, he directed Fashola to stop the eventual owner of the complex to develop it. The complex is presently wasting away, courtesy of the Lagos state government. It took several months of horse trading and underhand payments, or let me say underhand payments, before Fashola could allow the new owners of 1004 flats to redevelop the complex. Several other buyers of federal government properties and developers of properties in Ikoyi, Victoria Island, and government reservation area, Ikeja, were forced to succumb to the outrageous demand of Tinubu, Fashola, Commissioner Bosede, and other officials of the Lagos State Physical Planning Ministry. And they were made to pay ridiculous amounts to private accounts before their redevelopments were approved. Those who refused or were unable to pay could not develop their properties. This is a major economic strangulation of property developers and has contributed largely to the skyrocketing rent in Ikoyi, VI, and Lekki axis. Tinubu converted all the plot of land where Lagos State Polytechnic was located at Ikosi. I know that one personally. Lagos State Polytechnic in Ikosi, in Ketu. I was alive. At least I've been alive for so long now. I saw how they transferred and moved the school away from there, and he just grabbed the land for himself. Today, The former APC chairman in Lagos State, or ACN chairman, Ajomale, his house is built on that former Laspotech in Ikosiketu. They pursue them away. He converted all the plot of land where Lagos Polytechnic was located at Ikosi, near Old Toll Gate. He chased away the Polytechnic in 2006 and went ahead to locate the choice plots to himself, his cronies, and political associates. I was right. Yes, I know Ajomale House is built on that land. Former Laspotech in Ikosiketu. Former ACN, or probably their ACN chairman still, or APC chairman, Ajomale. They sent the school away to build private properties, to build themselves mansions. They sent students away. They chase away education for their personal luxury in Lagos State. The headquarters of Television Continental, TVC, when he chased the school away, he built the headquarters of TVC on that land. So TVC, Tinubu's television, is on that former Polytechnic, former school. They chased them away. That's how he grabbed Lagos State. So if you think we don't know, or we won't be able to actually stand up and say this to your faces, you are mad. You and your Thiefnubu. And it's just a matter of time, right? It's a matter of time. The critical care unit at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUT, in Ikeja, built and equipped with state funds, is now owned personally by Tinubu. He has put one Dr. Sikiru Tinubu, a supposed cousin of his, to run the unit. It is run as a private unit, and the proceeds are pocketed by the duo, Tinubu and his cousin. The unit changes its users the unit charges its users exorbitantly, and most Lagosians can hardly afford to pay its high charges. Much of the revenue is derived from fees paid by the state government for patients referred there by its general hospitals. There are many, and I will continue. Several prominent Nigerians in the judiciary, police, INEC, and other sensitive agencies have obtained prime land from former governor Thiefnubu and incumbent governor Fashola over the years without paying a kobo. Many of them are turned around to sell the land to third parties at substantial profit. Many top officials in the police, INEC, and the judiciary who participated in the 2003-2007 elections and tribunals in states where Thiefnubu has interest were compensated with parcels of free prime Lagos land and cash. This is an open secret. There are so many police officers, there are so many judges, there are so many, INEC officials who have received landed properties from Thiefnubu, money. That is why they will work for him anytime. That is what makes him look invincible. We will neutralize him. At some point, we will neutralize him. And it will start by first de-radicalizing those they have made miscreants today. Let's go back to the list and make the list shorter and a bit more clearer. This Hushdaddy or Shpigi of Bodilon, right, is living large. Nobody can touch him, they say. The only person that can touch him is the lifeless, half-dead Bokwari. But we will watch them tear themselves as time goes by, okay? But here is the short list, or better still, the best way to summarize the looting of your destiny as Lagos Abobakus. I will start all over again. This is the list now, unedited. Number 1, 4, Oyinkan Abayomi, formerly Queen's Drive, Ikoyi. These are what, if we have our own FBI now. For example, now if we say Odua Bureau of Investigation Obi. Wow, that sounds good. Obi terente, Obi terente. Ile Ogbeni Ole yi. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Terente Obi ya lọ bẹ̀ ká lọ deal pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Oduduwa, Bureau of Investigation, Oduduwa land, bio. Bio means like your biography. So when bio comes for you, they have your biography, they have your data. So maybe when we become Oduduwa Republic, all of this, if you come out to repent and give them back to the public, let them earn proper money for the state, and the state as well utilize the money for the generality of the people. If we have our own Bureau of Investigation, Oduduwa land, this will be the summary of why Thiefnubu should go and spend the next 300 years in jail for denying millions of Yorubas living in Lagos State their rightful right to live a meaningful, appreciable life. He turned them to slaves, agbero, pickpockets, bunch of rogues and criminals who now survive by eating themselves. They feed on themselves. They kill themselves to survive. He turned them to vicious animals who kill to survive. And that makes him feel powerful. Blood. Let me give you the summary. And if you are smart enough, you will begin to tell yourselves the truth. That if you really want to make a difference, if you really want to push anything that will change your lives, so that you won't be a graduate riding Okada, you won't be a graduate working somewhere they are paying you 30,000 naira and you are still doing Thanksgiving, saying, God, at least some people no get job. Alaye, you no get job. If you get sense, you will know that you no get job. They are paying you 100,000 naira, right? Because they have destroyed you so much, you are doing Thanksgiving. And at the end of the day, you are not different from those who are not even working. You are working in hardship. You are living a hard life. And the little time you have to think about why this is happening to you, you are using that to defend a thief, a career thief who has managed to manipulate you for so long. And you think that's going to work? My friend, get it. If you don't get the fuck out of here. Let's summarize it. The first property, number 4, Oyinkan Abayomi, formerly Queen's Drive, Ikoyi, a 5-bedroom detached house on 1 acre of land, which was originally the Lagos State Governor's guest house since 1979, but which now belongs to Thiefnubu. The certificate of occupancy of the property valued at 450 million naira was signed and released to him by Fashola in 2017, shortly after he assumed office. Number 2, Tinubu's residence at number 26 Bodilon Road, Ikoyi, was initially falsely presented as Ohando PLC guest house. Later, he purportedly bought it from Ohando and used public funds to rebuild and renovate it. The Lagos State government bought the property and paid an undisclosed sum to him, and thereafter gave the property back to him under the bogus pension bill he signed into law shortly before he left office in 2007. The property is now worth over 2 billion naira. Number 3, the annex of the Lagos State guest house in Asokoro, Abuja, was bought by the state government in 2006 for $450 million. 50 million naira, purportedly to protect the main house from security breach. Shortly after Tinubu left office, the property was transferred to him under the pension plan he signed into law before leaving office. Number 4, the 250 acres of land valued at about 35 billion naira and strategically located at the Ajah Junction on Lekki Road was initially meant for a general hospital for the people of Etiosa local government, but was stolen by Thiefnubu and handed over to Trojan Estate Limited, a company owned by Deji and Wale Tinubu, to develop as Royal Garden Housing Estate at the expense of the taxpayers of Lagos. Number 5, the 1,000 hectares of land valued at about 75 billion naira located at Lakowe near Abijo at Ibejuleki local government and given to Lekki Concession Company LCC, which is partly owned by Thiefnubu and Fashola Isaleko Barack Obama, and being developed as golf course and housing estate by Asset and Resource Management Limited, ARM, as a Diva project. Number 6, the prime land of 157 hectares of land with 2.5 kilometers of Atlantic beachfront, valued at about 10 billion naira and stolen by Thiefnubu from the communities of Siriwon, Igbekodo, Apakin, etc., in Ibejuleki local government, and given to Ibukun Fakeye, his crony, to build a golf course and luxury villa with little or no compensation to the villagers. In addition, Thiefnubu paid $20 million, which is 3 billion naira at the time, out of public treasury to Ibukun Fakeye to commence the project in late 2006. Fashola has since released additional funding to this project, which is not owned by the state government. Number 7, the 14 hectares Parkview Ikoyi Estate foreshore, the foreshore land, reclaimed by Lagos state government, is now owned by Bola Thiefnubu. Number 8, while in office, he allocated to himself the former Strabag yard beside the Lagos State Secretariat at Alausa Ikeja. The property is now being developed into shopping mall as big as the Palms in Lekki. This is public property presently stolen and now owned by Thiefnubu and Fashola. The number 8, the choice property at Lekki Ekpe Road, on which he built and owns the multi-billion naira Oriental Hotel and by extension of multi-story car park beside it. Also, the multi-level recreation center by Mobile in Oniru Estate on Lekki Ekpe, jointly owned with ARM and Tuji Olowolafe. All these assets, valued at over 25 billion naira, were obtained without paying a kobo to the Lagos state government. Number 10, Thiefnubu and Fashola sold the following prime Lagos properties to their personal friend and front, Prince Dipo Eludoyin, at very ridiculous prices. And they are the 3.8 hectares of land, hectares of land of Lagos State Fishery Office in VI, beside the Institute of Oceanography, valued at 3 billion naira. I'm reading all this billion. It's making my eyes blurry. Like it's getting me kind of but I'll continue to read them because it's the summary. The fishery landing jetty at Badore, where the Ilubirin fishermen were to be relocated, now valued at 500 million naira. The entire Ogudu foreshore scheme, initially earmarked for low-cost housing scheme, valued at 5 billion naira. The Ilubirin housing estate, which used to house Lagos State civil servants and judges up till 2007, valued at 2.5 billion naira, stolen. The former Julius Baja yard at Okorisan Ekpe, valued at 450 million naira. He owns it. Number 11, Thiefnubu raised a loan of 4.7 billion naira on a Akete project, for which nothing was achieved before he turned around to sell the property to his Shaguri friends of Shaguri and Shaguri and High-Tech Construction Limited at a ridiculously low price at the expense of the taxpayers of Lagos. Number 12, Thiefnubu applied to personally purchase the Federal Secretariat building while in office. When he couldn't get to buy it, he directed Fashola to stop the eventual owners of the complex to develop it. The complex is presently wasting away courtesy of Lagos state government. Number 13, it took several months of horse trading and underhand payments before Fashola could allow new owners of 1004 flats to redevelop the complex. Number 14, several other buyers of federal government properties and developers of properties in Ikoyi, Victoria Island, and government reservation area, Ikeja, GRA Ikeja, were forced to succumb to outrageous demand of Thiefnubu, Fashola, Commissioner Bosede at the time, and other officials of Lagos State Physical Planning Ministry, wherever that is. Thiefnubu converted all the plot of land where Lagos State Polytechnic was located at Ikosi, near the old toll gate. He chased away the Polytechnic in 2006 and went ahead to allocate the choice plot to himself, choice plot of land to himself, his cronies, his political associate, and I can tell you, I can confirm it that the former APC or the former ACN Lagos State Chairman Ajomale, his house is built on that land. The TVC, Thiefnubu's television, is also built on that land after they chased away the school. They don't have anything to do with education. They are not interested in your education. You are more useful to them as Agberu, as a talk, than being educated to ask them the right questions. And we will actually get those who are genuine Yoruba sons and daughters to ask them the real questions when the time comes. Number 16. Thiefnubu single-handedly sold prime land on Aboyade Coal, Victoria Island, which was recovered from some allottees to UACN Properties Limited. The amount of proceeds was shrouded in secrecy. Number 17, Eludoyin, fronting for Thiefnubu, built the estate directly opposite Goshen Beach Estate in Lekki area. Number 17, I've read that. Number 18, Thiefnubu's wife, Remi Thiefnubu, built the massive New Era Foundation youth camp at the junction of Eleko off the Lekki-Epe Express Road with Lagos State funds and has now converted it to personal use. Number 19, Thiefnubu owns the Farah Park Estate and the Beachwood Estate, both in Lekki. Number 20, the critical care unit, I've read that to you earlier, which is owned by the critical care unit of Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUT in Ikeja, built with Lagos State money, is now owned privately. It's now called a private hospital, private clinic inside that place, owned by Tinubu and controlled by his cousin. Number 21, several prominent, this is the details why he has succeeded. That is why you can't take him to any court as long as Yoruba land is part of Nigeria. No court can find him guilty. Many of those retired judges, serving judges, and those who want to still be judges, they are all going to him for blessing. They will cover him. If you try to challenge him anywhere, they will cover him. But when we break the system, it will lose that control. It will lose that power. And you will break away from that chain, the chain of Amagadash, the chain of poverty, the chain of short-sightedness, the chain that make you think this guy is actually working for you. We will break it. Yes, we will break it. Some of them have psychological chains. Currently chain your brain together. It doesn't matter how old you are. Look at me very well. It doesn't matter how old you are. I get your size. I will teach you sense. Not just teach you sense. I will force sense into that your thick, empty head until you begin to reason normally. Or we will just leave you and let the system destroy you. It will destroy you eventually anyway. You won't escape it. But if you have enough education, enough information to guide you from defending those who want you dead, maybe you will survive it. You will survive it. Maybe, just maybe. These are the people who make it impossible, okay, to get to the truth of how much, and these are the people covering him. Several prominent Nigerians, they call themselves prominent. How can rogues, thieves be prominent, honorable, distinguished, Your Excellency? Una don mad, and it no be today, it don't take. If you are not mad, you are calling rogues, thieves, Excellency, honorable sir, distinguished senator sir, prominent people sir. Prominent for what? Because they are judges, they are INEC officials, they are public servants, bunch of criminals. They are old now, retired. Some of them are watching me from home, and they are like, who is this boy? Who is this boy? Those useless old men, and they want us to respect them. Useless old women who have collaborated with criminals to destroy the land, and today the criminal they have built is still there, punishing some of them who are going to die. They won't even get their pensions. But these are those who make that happen. They call them prominent Nigerians. What is prominent about thieves, by the way? In the judiciary, police, INEC, and other sensitive agencies, pay attention to that. Sensitive agencies, because the decision of these agencies can change your lives. And that's what happened. The moment he managed to buy them, give them free land, give them free money, and make them rich temporarily, they compromised. And today, your money, they are flexing with your money. And you cannot even talk, because to you, in fact, maybe he even earned the money. Maybe now God even gave him the money. Prominent Nigerians, prominent criminals, where you see educated people rigging election for thugs, and you see professors changing election results, and you will see lawyers, senior advocate of nonsense, mad people everywhere, going to court to go and prove that a thug actually won an election. And immediately they deceive the people, get the victory, and they know that the people will suffer it. Then you realize that they have been given choice properties everywhere. Some of those, your senior lawyers, you call them senior lawyers, senior advocate of nonsense, senior advocate of nuisance. You call them senior lawyers, They are richer than some of your states. Your states are so poor because, one, even all the land you have in your state, they've given them away for free. And some of those sons, because they are fighting for criminals in their court, winning cases for criminals, not thinking about their people, not thinking about the consequences, but because of the money, they are rich sons now. They say, Maiyegun, you better wash your mouth. You are talking to a son. I hear my pa Jenny. What is son? You don't understand. Some of you don't even understand. Look at me very well. I don't see your leaders as leaders. I don't see your professors as professors. I don't see all those that call themselves educated people right there. I don't see them as educated people, honestly speaking. And that is why I actually coined all these names to describe the way I see them. I can't sit down here and call them those with those titles when we know that they're absolute trash. Absolute trash. Engineers who cannot construct road. And they have to wait for Chinese. They have to wait for Germany. They have to wait for all these people to come and help them construct road. Engineers that cannot build electricity. Nigerian professors that cannot, fight for constitutionalism. They cannot stand up. They call themselves educated people. Bunch of mad people. Opportunists. So I don't see them as that. So that's why if you see me talk about them the way I talk about them, it's because I don't see them as who you see them as. You see them as honorable people. You see them as elderly people. No, I don't see them like that. I see them as a bunch of criminals who can only survive in a shitty country like Nigeria. Honestly speaking, many of them will die in jail outside Nigeria. Look at Hushpuppi. You have all your Hush granddaddies or Hush piggies, Hush criminals that you pay attention to because they have doctor, they have senator, they have honorable, they have excellency in front of their shitty, shitless names. So take it to heart. Take it to heart. If it gets you angry, my brother, drink water or go to hell. This is how they have been doing. He paid police, judiciary, INEC, and other sensitive agencies have obtained prime land from former governor Thiefnubu and incumbent governor. That was when Fashola was there. Even this Agberu that is there today, at the pointer and kill governor of Lagos State. The one they said, Ambode told us that if we go to Bagadao, But that they get up in record they bagada. It was Ambode that told us so. Even the one that is there now, they are sharing your land, sharing your money. You will sit down there and you are going to school right now, all of you. Maiyegun, please help me. I couldn't pay my school fees because they have stolen your school fees. They have stolen everything that should give you financial freedom from your parents. They've stolen them. They've stolen the one that should be for you at the age of 25, at the age of 30. You are pursuing diploma because they told you that you needed to be educated. At the age of 35, you are still collecting pocket money from your father, from your mother. You no get shame. You have enough to buy credit and load your phone to come on Facebook to defend Thiefnubu. Like, is your life still very much the same? Have you not blown up your life like that? At the age of 30, 35, you are squatting with your friend. Probably, if you are lucky enough, you are even good if you are squatting with your friend. We call that also. You are living in your father's house. You are calling your mommy. Please help me text that 10,000 naira. Some of you will even send me a message and say, because your parents couldn't do anything. You are not asking why. You think it's your destiny? You think actually God ate you that much that he made you poor and he made them super rich? Do you think that's actually God? You are mad. And I'm actually here to tell you. So these are the people who make that happen. They destroyed your lives. They mortgage your lives. They banter with your lives. You are growing old every day. You are. Some of you are in some of you are in Lasso now. You are in Unilag. You are everywhere right now, Abi. They are deceiving you, Abi. You are on Twitter, champion on Twitter. Someone who is educated, who understands everything, who understands how Tinubu is a juggernaut. Tinubu is a mathematician, politician. They are mortgaging your life. You moron. You are marketing it for them. No problem. Continue. Maybe you will graduate soon. The reality will set in. The reality will set in. Those your father and your mother giving you that pocket money, the one that those ones you can swindle now. Lie to them that there's something they need to pay for, even though you heartless idiots will not care if they have to die finding you that money, so that you can buy a phone, and you can be a champion on Twitter, be a champion on Facebook, defending Thiefnubu, defending every politician that you think you have every kind of understanding of. I want to share, I want to share one Yoruba. If to say they understand Yoruba, those who are after your life, those who are playing Ludo with your destiny, they don't speak Yoruba. Assuming they speak Yoruba, probably they would have told you, you would have realized and changed your prayer point, whereby your parents will begin to pray for the child they actually asked God for before God gave them you, the unfortunate one, who is going to end up bringing back shame, poverty to your family house by defending thieves on social media. Think about that. Your colleague who were like you 20 years ago, some of them are Okada riders in Lagos now. Some of them, they are hawkers in Lagos now. Some of them are security guard in Lagos now. And you, don't worry. How old are you? How old are you? Are you still collecting money from Daddy, Abi? They still send you that 2,000, 5,000 that you like to collect, Abi? Don't worry. You still get uncles that are still thinking that because they love you when you are that little boy, oh, that little girl, oh, Dara was such a fantastic, wonderful little kid. I love Dara. Oh, I'm so happy Dara is now in university. Oh, Dara is going to be a doctor. Meanwhile, Dara is doing madness, is doing rubbish on social media, defending those who are mortgaging his life. Dara is still having uncle that she can call, and that uncle can send 10,000. Send 5, Baba. You, Dara, Damilola, don't worry. It's going to be like carnival. It's going to car for your eyes. They say carnival, it will car for your eyes. They have mortgaged your destiny. And until you stop and being part of the crowd that is rewarding them, their children will take over. They've handed over to Folashade now. So Folashade one day will become your senator. Folashade Thiefnubu will be one day become your governor. We can't say because she's the daughter of politicians, she can't be what she can be. But assuming they will let her really compete with you, like proper competition, so that you can know if you can beat Folashade, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ẹrú, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìrankíran, if your parents accepted their poverty, accepted their slavery due to the limited information available to them, must you become so dumb and stupid enough to think you can actually defend those who give no damn about you? Hushpuppi is in jail in America. Thiefnubu should be in jail in Lagos. He should be in jail where they kept slaves in Badagry before they transported them out of. They say the point of no return. That's where you should send Thiefnubu to if you have sense. But no be all of you get sense. So I'm not going to expect too much from you. Okay, I have delivered my message. I have delivered as usual. You can continue with your threats. You can continue with your abuses. You can continue with your imaginary, powerful Thiefnubu and the rest of those criminals who have held you hostage for years. And when you finish, hand over your children too. Make sure you recruit your children. But what you will not do is that you will not be able to recruit those who have never been part of that robbery. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. This is Maiyegun. Again, I'll leave you with this song until I'm back again. I'm sorry, guys. I needed to drop this tonight because of the comparison between Hushpuppi and Hushpigi of Bodilon. The truth will always come out. It doesn't matter if you like me. You can go and anger yourself. Stop making it look like it's actually a biggie. If you kill yourself because you don't like Maiyegun, kill yourself. I will help you. I will help you mourn. I've got friends here. They will give you 2,000 comments. RIP, RIP, rest in peace. Even if they don't know you. Once I put your picture there, that this guy, he killed himself because he don't like Maiyegun. Let us say RIP to him. In 2 hours, you will get 10,000 RIP and you will die wrongfully. So kill yourself. Before I play you the next music, let's just go get that straight up.
Mo bojú wáyé o wáyé ṣamalamala. Mo bojú wáyé o wáyé ṣamalamala. Mo máa bojú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo máa bojú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo ní ẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ yìí o. Kí ni dé sí Yorùbá o ọmọ aráyé? Kí ni ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yorùbá o ọmọ Oòduà o? Yéyéyéyéyéyéyé àwa máa ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ là ń bẹ. Yorùbá ń ṣera wọn nítorí owó. Yorùbá ń jìra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ nítorí ipò. Wọ́n gbẹ̀bí fáláre, wọ́n gbáre pẹ́lẹ́bí. Wọ́n kò lè kó wájà, wọ́n tún kó lóko wá mú. Ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n gbọ́n ló gbé wọn délé ọlá. Ọgbọ́n náà ló tún padà wá sí gbé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣọ̀gá lọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́. Tún padà wá dẹni à ń fọwọ́ ti sẹ́yìn o. Yorùbá yoyoyo bí iná alẹ́. Yorùbá rúrúrú bí omi òkun. Yorùbá bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe. Yorùbá ronú o. Yorùbá sọra wọn di bọ́ọ̀lù fáráyé gbá. Wọ́n bá wọn sókè, wọ́n tún bá wọn sísàlẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yà tí ó ti kéré tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n gé kúrú. Àwọn tí àìfẹ́ lọ́tún ti dẹni àtijọ́. Yorùbá jókòó sílẹ̀ ẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọn fọwọ́ lọ́wọ́. Bí àgùntàn tí abọ́ rẹ̀ ń gbòrìṣà ilẹ̀ o. Yorùbá ronú o. Oríkì màí burú títí kó bógún ọdún lẹ́yìn òkùnkùn bíríbírí ìmọ́lẹ̀ yàtọ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pọ̀ Olódùmarè ká pọ̀ Balúwayé káyé wa lè dùn ní ìgbẹ̀yìn lálàyò ilẹ̀ mọ́ pé ìyá o. Ilẹ̀ dákúgbà wá o ilẹ̀ o. Ilẹ̀ ọ̀gẹ́rẹ́ àfọkọ́yẹ rí. Alákòókà ó tẹ́rẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ kábì. Ọ̀gbàràgàdà bí ẹni yèyé mi ọmọ darúgbálẹ̀ àdúgbò. Ilẹ̀ dákúgbà wá o. Òjì tí ka ìkàlẹ́ nù mọ́. Àtẹ ìka ọkọ tí a pèlè. Ọ̀gbàmùgbàmù ojú Olódùmarè ò máa ṣe gbàmù lọ́wọ́ ayé. Àwa gorí ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o. Ẹni bá dalẹ̀ abalẹ̀ lọ ò gẹ́gẹ́ o. Àwa gorí ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o. Olùdúwà bá wa túnlẹ̀ yìí ṣe òtún. Owó tọmọ o. Àwa gorí ilẹ̀ yìí fẹ́ o. Olùdúwà dá wa láre o ká sì máa rere jẹ́ òwe.